This one? No, 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 please don't, please don't. Please don't. Okay. What do I have to do here now? Can I just cast a raid on this? And this one will be gone?
Never rain. Pause, eh?
Okay, I'm just going in front of the...
Wargraf spotted a trap.
Just throw this one on here. Okay, we'll go with that one. I should just try to run through it. Like, I can't see anyways. Like the way to go. I think you can go both ways actually. Like how big is this? Oh wait, this is it's pretty big actually. But yeah, like Scarlet is already through. I'll just use the teleport pyramid on her. Pyramid, where you at? I gave it a battery later. Well, I guess. There we go. Oh, wow, number of crows still here. Okay. Oh, wow, I forgot about this guy. Let's go for type. And back to it. There we go.
Wargraf spotted a trap.
Where is this trap? Oh. Okay, it's behind us, actually. Wow. He's always spotting traps and he's like telling no one where. Actually. Fast healing.
Into the fray once more. Devours me.
Okay.
Is ebbing away.
Ah, I hate traps. I'll just revive her. I'll just revive her here.
The seven, I am restored.
Yeah.
Ah.
Here's a log. Watch of Souls. Below the bridge which allowed us to travel further into the depths of the Temple of the Death. Well, this is like a little bit late, I guess. But nice try. Storm skill book. Okay. Here's alchemy notes. Is there some kind of secret here? Fancy Blossom. I'm just running back with Scarlet. I just don't wanna kill her actually. There's like so many stuff to craft. Like I can probably craft with all of this. Yeah, even with the paw, the rabbit paw, I can craft. I will probably craft later on. Hello? Hey, can I take those blueberry mushrooms? Okay, I can. Stop walking behind this thing. I guess there's like no way to pick all of this at once. It's like you really have to go like all one by one. Oh, this. Please, game, just stop. Like I couldn't move again. Like whenever I'm doing like much stuff, like my character isn't moving, and I can't even open the escape menu. Actually, this is pretty weird. Like in the building of Zandalore, it was the worst actually. That's because he was like I was like not moving for some seconds, and I nearly died because of it. Just walk up to me. I'm just yeah. I nearly died like 2 times just because I couldn't move. Okay, so I guess I just like can I?
A strange sort of pit. There must be a way to disarm it.
I don't know if this is a good idea to go with all of them.
Warcraft spotted a trap.
Oh no, there's no trap. Get away.
Warcraft spotted a trap.
Oh, there's no trap. I'm just doing the same again. I'll just get away from everyone and just run through it. Scanner, let's go. Pyramid. Boom. Saving after every inch of quest. I was like really like I can just tell you,
Right.
just bind. Like okay, there's something off. I'll go with Wolfcraft first. But like I can just give you this tip if you want to play this game. Actually, just bind like the autosave on a specific button. Like best thing would be actually on the mouse button, in my opinion. I'm just using my mouse button the whole time. Okay, save and let's go.
This place is fantastic. Imagine all the spectacular experiments one can get up to here. Spectacular in the right hands, horrific in the wrong.
How is this place called? Random Forest Alchemy Lab. Okay. Let's see what this guy can tell me, actually. Alchemist. So this probably wasn't the right way.
Greetings, one of Cassandra's, I presume, yet rather more warm than is her preference, aren't you? And not a hint of rot. Strange, very strange indeed. But who am I to judge? I've been dead at least 100 years, and fashions certainly do
Okay.
change.
Here's a funny skeleton again. I will just look at his wares. What does he have? Actually, maybe he has something useful for Wolfcraft? No, he doesn't. Petra. We'll just sell all of those things out of the bow. I will stay with the bow for now. The bow was pretty great, like in 2 levels. I'm just taking it. Or maybe in 1. Wait. What the hell did I just do? Didn't I didn't watch on the money actually. Let's go. Just here we go. Who are you?
Alchemist, of course. I think I must have had a proper name once, but there hasn't been much occasion to use it for the past several decades. No, alchemist suits me just fine, don't you think?
Yep, you're right. What are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? Beautiful alchemy, that science of the gods themselves. Yes, before my change, I was a regular master of the alchemical arts. Tinctures for princes, wounded pride, powders to smooth skin ravaged by time. I could craft them all with ease. These days, of course, I serve only Lady Cassandra. How she discovered a method of extending life without the use of the stone of the philosopher, I cannot say. She never revealed much in the way of secrets to yours truly. But as you can see, I'm as alive, well, nearly so, as I was many years before nature's expiration date.
Hey, what do you know about Cassandra?
A kind ruler is she. Leaves me to my experimentations and my devices here, so long as I honor her occasional requests for this and that. Nightmare
So she's a
potions,
kind ruler, okay.
paralysis salves, essentials for one in her line of work. I haven't heard anything from her esteemed brother in quite some years, though. Tell me, have you word of our great overlord, Brachus Rex?
That was over from many years ago.
That's so. Well, my point about changing fashions rings true. Yet his sister seems to be living on quite fine. Very strange considering their forge of soul. But oh my goodness. Could it be that he to his own sister? No, it's much too ghastly.
What do you mean? What's so ghastly?
Heavens, a thing like that? Well, you see, it's no secret that the great Brachus Rex and his sister, our own Cassandra, were soul forged from a very young age.
Okay.
This gave them special insights into one another's psyches, and they were inseparably close.
Okay, inseparable.
It also
Close.
meant, however, that killing one would kill the other. If, say, Brachus received an arrow through his heart in battle, Cassandra might drop dead over toast and tea halfway around the world.
Okay.
It is
Wow.
impossible to break a forge of souls completely, but it is rumored that certain steps could be taken. If one member of the forge were to be turned, for instance, into a half-living, half-dead creature, he or she would attain a form of immortality. Thus, the fully human member of the pair would be freed of the influence of his or her counterpart.
But this doesn't explain the Ikera and Leandra
Brachus himself who granted Cassandra
soul
this
soul
certain
forge
brand
to
of
me.
immortality.
Because they didn't have the same
The
bond.
great king was gaining power quickly. I imagine his greatest vulnerability, Cassandra, had to be dealt with. But
Okay.
it is a terrible fate, you see. A lich enjoy the pleasures of life, but only to pursue death. To think that one could exact such a fate upon one's own flesh and blood. Unfathomable. Ha!
Well, I wouldn't describe it as necessarily bad, actually. But who am I to judge? I'm just going on. Okay, so where do I have to go? Like, can I go on the left side? Like, there's the end on this map, actually. Seems like. So I've got to go right here. Like, is there a right way? Is there like some kind of way here?
Spotted the trap.
Okay, so there's stuff. This is a hidden door? Oh.
Wargraf seemed to have spotted something, but then signals never to mind.
Oh wow, this is like looks like somehow this is a hidden door somehow.
Wargraf spotted something.
Oh wow, I just the first thing I will do actually is like making my formation. I kinda don't trust this kind of thing in this game. No, I don't. Let's go. She will get here and here we get just here rests Lady Cassandra, devoted servant to family and crown. Okay, I will just heal up for a second. Then we can go on. Do some necrophilia. Actually. Okay, let's go for Cassandra. Hey. Key of the Source King. So that's it? What? Like that? Like, no. Yes. Oh, I'll be serious.
I am powerless to act.
Okay. Like,
Wargraf spotted a trap.
don't walk on the trap. Great. Okay, so like that's it. I got some key here, and that's like the end of this whole run. It's like some kind of stairs. How can you get through here? Like the question, is there anything suspicious? Like I always use Wolfcraft here as like the highest persuasion. Like there must be some kind of secret. A button? Can I just get through there? No, I can't. I'm just trying to find some kind of... There's nothing around, like, I don't think there's anything. There's something hidden here, that's probably true. But I don't think this is like the main thing in this area. Okay, maybe the key is the thing I have to find. Actually. Like, I don't know. Trap. Yeah, I will probably just heal up and go out of this temple. For now. This is weird. I have no idea where to go again. Like, maybe I'm just going to the homestead. I'm just going to the end of time for now. Get out your party, okay? I'm just going to the end of time.
A stitch in time, eh, my friend?
I have the party, get it. Okay. I'm still following, okay. But there's no zigzag, so I don't think this... But he's standing. Who isn't there as well? I'm just talking to zigzag. Maybe he's giving me any kind of hint. Well,
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
no, this is not what I wanted to,
What's
like...
the word, Source Hunter? Continue your search. How might I serve?
I don't think this is like... I don't think I have to go here.
How did you
Going back to the... Oh no, this was the wrong one. Damn. Wrong waypoint, actually. I needed to... No, wait. I'm just curious about something else. Like, the thing is, there was a hatch. There must be probably some kind of hatch as well here, or like some kind of how should I say? Wait, there must be. I think this is the hidden door to this hatch on this above the Temple of Death Edge. Like, I came there from the dead, actually. So I have to probably find a way out without any without dying.
Curses! Stop.
Okay, that's the bridge I was coming from. No, this isn't right. That's wrong. This I can't. It has like something to do with this, for sure. But I still don't know how it should stay in any relation. Oddly shaped skull.
Wargraf spotted a trap. Because of like the Wolfgraf didn't even find his I think Wolfgraf was finding
specific asleep in this tomb. I'm wondering where's like this is like completely missing. There wasn't something like a hatch. I'm just going back to her grave. Let's see if there's something around here. Like, this doesn't feel right. Like this is not the end of the temple. This can't be real actually. Oh wait, what is this chest? Can't see this one. Oh, okay. I guess I'll take it. I didn't see this one at all. Did I move this? Oh.
Moving 2 fingers slowly over the palm of his other hand, Walgrath seems to signal you had better tread carefully here. There's treasure to be found, but traps as well.
Okay, thanks. We'll just check the... Wait. Type? One was the rope. Yep, that's it. Immunity to... immunity to fear. Oh my god. I'll probably just take this one. Yeah. Immunity to fear is like everything on for me. Like the fear was so intense in the last few fights. So no thanks. I just like on Wolfcraft it's so bad. If you just feared, you're just pretty much screwed completely. What was the other thing? Like oh, it's a bow actually. This bow is pretty insane. Like if I can just craft and go for the garrisons on it. And then the damage is kinda insane. Combine. Wait a second. Oh no. Oh no. I just did I sell the ring with the crafting? Please don't. I did it. Oh no, this was the belt actually. Oh yeah, this was the belt. I'll just switch the belt for now. I'll take the air sense of course, and then we will have the air bow. 1729. Yeah, that's great. That's actually pretty good. I'll just let the she just says with this sesh. I really want another point on crafting, like without any equipment. I should probably stick with it. Like the damage is from 150 to 257. 192 and this is like 40 damage. With even more crippled and bleeding things. And unbreakable of course, which is great as well. This is a bloodstone, isn't it? Wait a second, this must be a bloodstone. I was I will still go into like a fighting stance actually. Like I don't know if there's like something engaging me if I'm taking this bloodstone. But it sure does look like it. It sure does look like it.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Healer as well. Yeah, I'll take the bloodstone and see. I'm saving this one first. Let's go.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
Okay. And that's it? It's the Bloodstone? No fight, nothing. I'm just chilling hard, I guess. Kinda disappointed. I was waiting for like 20 reps again. I have so many Bloodstones. Like, I have 4 Bloodstones in my inventory. And I'm just using one for now.
Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
Okay. Now this thing is like glowing green again. So I should probably head to the end of time. Like this is always when it feels like always when when this is popping off, I have to go to the end of time.
Guardians, a moment of your time, if it
we go.
pleases you.
It's just cried about battery. Okay,
I have been
take it.
pondering and brooding, deliberating and deducting, and I have come to the conclusion that I may well know who our true enemy is.
The demons, of course. Second, I'm just switching to the other PC, just seeing if my mouse is. I don't know if my mouse is like low on battery as well. 28%. Yeah, that's kind. I should switch it soon. There we go.
Now, our
Continue.
foe is the void, of course, the usurper of time and space, but more dangerous even than the great and all-consuming nothing are those who are bent on helping it here, or bent on helping it on Rivellon.
Okay, and who do you
I
mean?
think he
Like,
still lives.
who does
The
he
one
mean?
that set it all in motion. The one you've met here in the House of the Guardians.
Ah, the Thrive. He means the Thrive, actually. This void thingy, which kind of led Astarte to leave the Guardians, actually. You're talking about the demon that lurks in these halls, aren't you? Yes?
Him.
The Thrive is... It's called the
The
Thrive.
one who does not look quite like he used to. The one that whispered deceit and desire into Astarte's ears. He is friend to the void, and he seeks to give it dominion once and for all. That is who I think he is.
Okay.
As a writer, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, but even then, please don't be fooled, for he does much more than wag his tongue. What we see here in what was once
So what do
your
I have to
house
do?
is most certainly real, but the demon, Astarte, they are, so I believe, mere manifestations of their true selves.
So they just appear like this. Okay,
Oh,
let's
he dwells
let's see.
somewhere. He must.
It is a
It is
creature
a
blood.
creature of
Okay.
blood and bloodlust, of lies and stratagems. All this time he has been plotting, of that I assure you. If our enemy has a heart, he is the one that makes it beat. That is my theory.
Okay.
Plot as much as it wants. We won't fall for its tricks. We shouldn't get overconfident, though. There is more to that thing than meets the eye.
Okay. So is he opening another portal? Portal actually? Like, this one was to the armory. Yeah, this was closed before. I'm just going into. Let's see what. Anvil of Creation.
Impressive. A smithy.
Yeah, impressive. Oh, hi. Hello.
She told me you had grown, you know. That simpleton of a girl. She felt the need to inform me of the fact, with that pathetic tinge of pride in her voice. As if I did not know. As if I haven't been watching you. Like a vulture, a dying beast.
Okay.
I could have plucked out those giant eyes of hers and thrown them into a frying pan like
Okay.
eggs. Have you ever seen Sunny Side Up staring back at you? I have.
Have you ever seen Sunny Side Up staring back? I guess this means he was dead once. I don't know what he's like. What he's trying to tell me. I don't know what he means with Sunny Side Ups. Staring back at you. It could be like a dead person laying down as well. I don't know.
Yes,
Oh.
I have been watching you, and my amusement has turned into aggravation.
Okay.
Yet still, I yearn for the moment you finally become powerful enough to realize the true depths of your failures.
Okay, I assume this is like the end boss. I don't think I have to fight it now.
I'll be there, drawing circles in the skies, watching, waiting, ready to pounce.
Okay, he's getting more
We must be
aggressive.
getting on his nerves. Excellent. I'll never look at a fried egg in the same way ever again, though.
Oh, she's always the best, like the best voice lines. Just because she's just the madness itself. Like the anvil of creation. Do I have some kind of? I think I can. It's not steel bars. I think they should like craft something. Oh, iron bars. Oh, okay. 2 iron bars give us. Oh, wow, give a saber, of course. Like I'm, I'm retarded. Okay. Well, You could just. The end. It wasn't the end. Like, can you just go for the tormented soul in that? I've got to watch out for some of them. Like this anvil of creation. I don't even know what this is. This seems like a special craft thing. Oh wait, I'm just seeing it. There's a book, ancient diary, arrowhead. Yeah, like okay, there's like so many arrowheads. I still have like, I don't know, 50 of them.
I guess someone
Probably.
else got here first.
I didn't craft all of mine. I have so
Not
many.
even worth the rummaging.
I have like so many arrowheads here. I have like so many arrow shafts. I should probably go for some for some crafting soon.
I guess someone
Like
else got here first.
that's the issue if you have like a game with such a big inventory. You're just like you're just getting a hoarder actually.
Another one for the collection.
You're just saying like, I don't need to empty it, so it's fine. That's like the worst issue on such a big inventory. Like
Another one for the collection.
I'm having 64 of 130 actually, and my inventory is like insanely big. I don't even think any of my characters has like a. Yeah, this one. She has like a heavier one, just because she has like all the potions and shit. And she still has like 250 carryable weight because she has like my strength character. Whenever you level strength, you just it's the wrong character for the craft. Yeah, it's like if you're just skill and strength, you're just having so much more weight can you carry actually. So it's kind of like I'm not caring about it in the game actually. Like the homestead, you can even throw it in the homestead. Like you can There's your personal stash in your room in this end of time thingy here, and you can just dump everything in there, and it's like never getting full. I think I have like silver ore and some kind of ores in there, because they are like so heavy. Like 10 of them are 80 weight. That's pretty bad. So I'm just dumping everything in this chest. My friend and ally, my burden is unsurmountable, it seems, and I have no more to share it but with you. And I have no one to share it with but you. Yeah, okay. I'm so tired. Isn't that the strange thing? I have it all. I am a ruler of worlds, and yet it means so very little to me, if anything at all. I cannot seem to stop thinking about her. I see her fall over and over. I see it strike her down. It saw an opening and it struck so very quickly because of us. We feared, so we failed her. Yet never have we said these words aloud. Has the time come? Okay, like I probably think this is like the next time warp I'll get for my history. Oh yeah, Zigzag is already walking away. So yeah. General layman's that though he has all he ever wanted, absolute power, this means nothing to him because of an earlier tragedy in which the unnamed woman from the previous letter fell an ominous it. Seems to say that tragedy is and his correspondent's fault. Listen, another encounter with Sarsa unlocked what seems to be a great armory in which the anvil of creation can be found. Like, I could even go for another one. I have like so many bloodstones in my inventory. So I will just go for another one right now. Oh, Zigzag's already gone. He's here. Yeah, I'll just go for another one.
Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
Yep. So he's coming again. Yeah, like I think I could even progress faster if I just would use all of those Starstones right now. Yeah, Master Zigzag. Here I am.
Good to see you on the shelter plane.
I'm just going back to the end of time.
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
How am I able to get through? This is inactive. Bro.
There you both are. How jolly.
Ah.
I always do prefer an audience when I give one of my history lessons.
Yeah, I always have to rejoin like on the waypoint or he's like not interacting with me.
My friends, I see you found another starstone. Jolly good of you. But I haven't been exactly idle either, for I think I may have nearly figured out why Source became so terribly tainted.
Okay.
Astarte is the goddess.
Oh yeah, this is like the last elemental.
In her very garden.
Like the last I can see actually. There's one more probably.
In fact, the void who turned Source into such a dark and terrible power. But the tapestry has been rewoven. Time has been restored.
Yeah, just show me. I want to see the video.
And instead, we must see what new shred of our tale you've uncovered.
There
With
we
the
go.
Guardians distracted, Astarte lifted the
Oh, yeah,
lid
Astarte.
of the God Box. What she saw was nothingness. Astarte had called forth the Void Dragon, whose sole purpose was to undo all creation. Caught off guard and terrified, the Guardians, sworn protectors, fled. But Astarte stood firm. She grabbed hold of the dragon and hurled it and herself into the reaches of the void. Here she battled the dragon for all eternity. For his deception, the Trife was cast out of the first creation. He fell to rivel on a monstrous creature unworthy of the realm of the gods. Since that terrible day, Source has been tainted by the presence of the Void. A once beautiful power has become corrupted, and those attempting to wield it often go mad in the process.
Okay. What can we speak
We may
about
have
again?
been tricked into allowing Astarte to open the God Box, but we fled when faced with the Void once more.
Who wouldn't have fled from such a terrible sight? Who could have blamed us for that? What cowards we were. Let us only play. We still have done. Okay, what car? Like, why are you just running from this? Like, we are cowards. How could we have known what was to come? We were simply sentinels by then, and the ones up by our father to boot. To think that this our cause was unleashed by our foolishness.
Think that all this chaos was unleashed by
Ah,
our foolishness.
yeah, we're just the worst. Vindictive. What is vindictive?
Aren't you going to leap through?
Vindictive.
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
We have to you. A 20% hit bonus, chance to hit bonus on 20 on attack of opportunity.
You know what a great
Like we're just the worst, both of us. Like we weren't even born there, it was just our souls.
There's
Calm
a
down.
seafaring atmosphere about this place.
Oh no,
And
this.
seafaring leads to the exotic, to trading. We may be in for a treat.
I'm not really sure what I've like. This place looks so empty. There's a mysterious stranger again. Hey.
Oh, Guardians, I need you. Heed my plea.
Oh,
These
Guardians.
void-filled hours. The dragon is overpowering me.
Don't shout at me.
Our enemies are battering the fragile gates of time.
Oh.
The skies are darkening, and the stars are being extinguished.
Okay.
You have to reach me. Star stones will pave the way. Find them, use them, empower them.
I have two more.
Please make
Let me
haste.
just check this one out and then I will come with you. I have two more.
Only
Just chill.
Starstone can stay the maelstrom now.
Heck Animal
And that's
Brian.
that the damnable stuff is hidden better than a leprechaun's pot of gold.
Okay. There's the stranger again. So who you are?
Ah, fancy finding you here. It's such a very small series of worlds after all.
Is Mr. I really want to know what this guy is doing. Like he's just following me
If
since
I've
day
said
one.
it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm just tidying up a bit, ensuring that all's running smoothly. Every gear well oiled, every cog in its place.
Sorry.
Nothing special.
I was too greedy there. And you've got out to do you in all
Well, why
places.
not? It's an interesting sort of place, isn't it? And speaking of interesting sorts of places, you must have seen some fantastic things on your journey so far.
Indeed, but through it all, I find myself longing for a quiet life away from all this madness. You would think so, but to my mind, the whole affair has been rather run off the mill. Yes, it's been a period of magic, mayhem, and mystery from top to bottom. I'll just go with the first
The
one.
mysterious stranger gives you a hard look, as though trying to discern something deep within your eyes. After a moment or two, he appears suddenly
this-
satisfied and slowly.
Okay.
This just feels like if the developers on this game just try to get like an opinion from you out of this game. This kind of feels like it. This stranger is just. I kinda have no idea what he's like talking to you at the end of the game. Maybe you will find him again. But this feels like it's just like whoa, I didn't want to steal this one. You're just telling him how good the game is actually. Like, oh. You're the best. They just want to hear it throughout the game or the whole time. Okay, where's the globe? I didn't pick this one up. Where's the globe? Oh, where you at? Okay, guess I don't find it. Small resistance. I'll just. Rawr.
How can I help you, my friend?
He's just always staying in the way. Like Bertrand, I don't know. Like I got at least 10 times scrolled on like this. Rawr. Ancient letter. Dear Henry, dear cousin and king. Oh. The honorable generals baffle me. Their behavior has become puzzling and erratic. They are the saviors of our realm. They are worshipped by man and divinity alike. Yet they wander down strange and solitary paths. Word has reached me today that one of them has gone, vanished. Why, I wonder. Why would they do such a thing now that that the very world is there to command? And the other, such force, such hidden ruthlessness, such tyranny, a betrayal almost of the principle they fought for. These tidings sadden me beyond compare. I think of what could have been and despair. What is it? There must be an answer. What is that riles them so? Signed, Lady Helena, Countess of Lilialand. Whoever is like, I don't even know who Lady Helena is. Let's see, there's some gold, some wooden stake, okay. And 2 more baskets. What is the trading thing? Like, does he have some awesome items? What are you, some kind of wandering battle? Oh. Like, why are they disrespecting my followers, Wolfgraf and Bertra? Why?
Welcome, step right up. Browse these fine goods from far-flung fairy worlds and local slums the same.
Okay, fine goods, let's see. Tell me about yourself first. Does he have a pack mule? There's a pack animal.
I was a simple market peddler on the cobbled streets of Alaroth.
Continue.
It was Master Six-Sacks himself who passed one long, or possibly very short summer by teaching me both the art and science of rift hopping. And I've been tripping to and fro across space and time ever since.
Okay, let's see what you have. Wow. I've got to admit, like, he has awesome items. Like, those are pretty good. Ooh, is this a sky? Like, oh, if I would know that you can have like a skite in here, like that you can like play it on two-handed, I would probably play the scythe. I would just go two-handed just because of the scythe. I love scythes. Okay, yeah, as I said, like the armors can, I don't understand this one. Like, this is +2 int on a plate armor. Okay. To strength, to constitution. I'll just buy this one for Scarlet here. Magic needle and thread. You can do, I think they can do like gloves with this one. Like gloves, like any kind of cloth armor or like leather armor, and they get like special bonuses with it. Let's see, maybe later on. Maybe later on. There's one in it as well. Okay, I will just go with this ring for now. I'll probably come back and get some more. Oh no, what? Like, I have some kind of weird problem on Scarlet. Like she can't buy things. Like the gold is just gone. I don't know what this is. Like this is so really weird. Well, I have enough gold. It's fine. But it's still like. I don't know what the hell this is. Let's go with this one. I'll just sell you everything I see. Let's just go 900. I'm just going with this one. Let's go.
Good day, good.
I will get the ring. Where's the ring? I'll give this ring to her. Like she has still the Kara's blessing. Even though it's not bad at all. Like one intelligent, one charisma is fine. And the movement of course as well. But 2 strength, 2 constitutions, like the best thing you can actually have on any melee. And fire resistance of course. Well, I would love to switch this ring, but I need the immunity to stunt. Like I'm always staying in all of my Hydrosophist Arrow Surge combo. Like I'm always casting rain and I'm just I'm just dumping every lightning spell into the puddle. So like I have to do it actually. I would be always stunned if I wouldn't. Oh, wait a sec. I need Tenebrium actually. Next level I need to skill Tenebrium. Yeah, just for the next weapon. I would really love to have a crushing weapon. A crushing weapon with Tenebrium on it. This would be pretty awesome. But okay. I'll just take this one. Another bloodstone, I guess. So we'll go to him. These are his grenades. This is his skill book. Question is like, can I chain lightning? Ah, she has chain lightning actually. No, this is on Wolfcraft. But I need the storm. I will split this one. And I need to have a storm on her. Like I'm probably going for the expert marksman 5, and then I will try to go for the arrow surge level 5 as well. Like if I would have like 2 times the storm, it would be pretty insane. Even though she doesn't have that much int. Okay, Zigzags, I'm going for the next one. And just stay here.
As powerful as it is sinister.
Is he coming back already? Oh, he isn't. Okay, why can't I take my last... Why can't I take my last... my last element? Yeah, I'm back at it. Oh yeah, it's 6x. Oh yeah, there we go. The last weaving of time.
And the canvas is clear for the first time in eons. The final mystery may at least reveal itself. The final thread of your memory may be restored. Let us watch.
Yes, there we go.
The Guardians had failed. source was tainted, the void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity.
Okay, that explains why we don't need, why I don't have
As their
any
threads
clue who I am.
fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Starstones.
Okay, this is pretty
I
cool
wonder how
actually.
much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
Okay, so I'm not like we're the reincarnation of those guardians. And we like I'm not really okay, wait a second. I'm
So
just
the souls
let us
within
talk.
us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
Okay, and look what happened. They killed themselves in the most throughout manner possible, only to bring more grief through Starstone. Okay, perhaps it was the only honorable thing after the tragic opening of the gold boxes started. Like both answers are just kinda. I would go for a third one probably. No, I don't know what to tell him. Like I'm just telling about the most honorable thing.
Try
Very
weak.
weak.
They could have tried to make
Okay, I
amends,
guess
but
this
no.
was like
They just had to obliterate themselves.
that was obvious. Like she's always. I think it was like because I picked her personality madness. She's always like full ham. She's like there's like no mercy in everyone. She's just bitching around about everyone there.
You know what,
Like this is the that's just because I took could you shut up, you little imps? Shh, please. No, the thing is like she has the madness personality, and this is like yeah. Let's say it's just like she's always bitching about everyone, and she's always telling everyone he's weak, he's bad, he's yeah. That's weird. That's weird. Like my other character, like Scarlet, is the whole opposite of her. She's like the let's say the intelligent one, like the one which has like great loyalty as well.
And now the
Like that's
shall rejoin its illustrious master.
they're like completely the opposite of personality.
And glory be unto you.
Okay, I'll take that. The last one is air, I guess. Yeah, it's like air, hell of wind. Here we go.
It's positively brimming with the surge of storm and lightning.
Well, this was the one hall I wanted to have at first, but like I was always going with Scarlet, and she's just like okay. I'll just tell you this after this.
What good can come of your misguided actions? I have tried to warn you. I have tried to be your friend by pointing toward the one great truth that is the Void Dragon, and say, relent. For you have failed before, and you shall fail again.
Okay.
Why is it so difficult for you to accept that which is inevitable? All things must pass away, even time itself. Sit ye
Okay.
down, rest, be weary no longer. Acquiesce in the embrace of oblivion, in which there is nothing but the equality and the harmony of non-existence. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Accept it, for it is yours.
truly lost all meaning. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Death's blessing, yes, but no more.
Okay. Yeah, this is the hall which I always favor. This was like always my favorite. I always wanted this hall first because I had like I'm mostly playing any kind of lightning and air spells, and I always wanted this hall at first, but Scanra just always said, no, I don't want this. I want another element. And then I was like arguing with her, and she always won. Like I was in the rock paper scissors game, I always lost against my own partner there, and that's why I have this one as last. Even though the first one was Earth, I couldn't even do anything on the Earth hall because like I don't even play Earth. The second one was fire, I suppose. So the second one was ice. Yeah, this was like just bad. Okay.
Oh my. Hello. Forgive me, but you startled me.
Okay, this is just a vendor, I guess. Just about like just selling some of those skill books. Yeah, like I would be actually so proud if I would have them at the start. Like now I have all the spells. It's like pretty useless actually, so that's bad. I'll just take the tornado with me. The tornado is actually fine. This one is... I don't think like is there anything else I didn't have? Make invisibility. Like the thing is, make invisible. The idea is pretty cool, but it's a master spell. Like you have to waste one master spell, which could actually be a nether swap or a chain lightning, or even a storm. Like you've seen the storm. The storm is like pretty broken, and you would like switch out a chain lightning or a storm or probably the nether swap against a make invisible. You can make someone invisible. Okay, I've seen like the AP cost is 5 and it's kind of cheap, but I just think it's just useless. Like the damage is way more valuable actually. This is like I think in the second one they balanced it a little bit. Like there's, as I said, I've played the second one with a friend of mine, like when it came out actually. But yeah, and the second it's more balanced actually. You can, I don't think like make invisible is like a master spell. This should be a adept spell, and there's like way better master spells in my opinion. So yeah, I've got to say like they did some changes in the second one which makes it way better actually, way better. Even though this game is good as well, the first one. But like it kind of feels like they heard on the like they heard on the community. Like the people are just saying like try this one. They just tried it. That's like a pretty cool thing on Larian Studios. Same goes for the newer games like the Baldur's Gate. I'll probably play this one on stream as well, because I didn't touch it so far. Okay, I've got the tornado. Yep. Yeah, okay, so let's just go back, I guess. And I'm doing the next Bloodstone. Like, I don't know, this should be the last, probably. Like, I don't know how much more portals do we have? Like, this always, there's everything activated. Like, I just have one more inactive. No, this is the Forbidden Zone. This is the last inactive portal. I don't even know what the Forbidden Zone is. I guess can you access this after the game actually? I don't know. Okay, let's. The Sims are just.
As powerful as it is sinister.
Let's go, Bloodstone. That's the last one. So Zigzags, show me the way.
Free on a good day.
Just as this is like the last one. I'll just get back to the end of time. 6-6 is already waiting for me. 6-6.
Do you have a moment, my friends, to indulge an old imp? I want you to know that I have been giving your history a lot of thought. For any historian worth his salt duly contemplates the events he records and researches. It is my solemn conclusion that you have been treated rather harshly, and that the harshest punishment of all was delivered unto you by your very own hands.
Okay.
For tell me true, what are humans worth, even if they ascend to the status of demigod, if they be void of all doubt, if they question unfailingly their duty? The demon abused a most primal emotion, and because of that, that emotion has been dubbed a weakness. Nay, I say, it is not. Indeed, it will save us yet, be it in the very last nick of time.
Like the problem is even demigod demigod mortals can have fear. That's like the problem actually. So we had fear and we ran. That's like the way it goes.
Not like the near impending end of all is entirely your fault.
Thanks, I guess.
At least
to each other.
Zigzag seems to think we Guardians aren't utter failures.
Bless his heart, for he is right. Doubt is not a blight but a blessing. I don't know if I agree with him. I doubt I can so easily lead to manipulation and misfortune. Is it not better to force it to obey? I will probably think like Scanra will go with the first answer, and I will go with it as well. But she.
Not at all. Our doubt is what has destroyed us. Brave acceptance of our duty.
Okay.
That would have been the truly honorable course of action.
Okay. I didn't expect this one. But okay. Calm down. I will. Chill out.
A chapel, and a truly beautiful one at that. I have the
A chapel. This kind of looks like a fight, actually.
Oh, guardians,
in
whose hands rests the fate of all. I know he, the usurper, the instigator, has been trying to charm you. Charm you like he once did us both before. Do not listen to him.
The Thrive.
Do not listen.
Yeah, but the
For
Thrive
every
is...
sound he makes is another vocalization of deceit. And what is more, a ruse to mark his weakness.
Continue.
First he seems to mock you. Then he seems to menace you. Then he seems to mesmerize you. But all the while, what he really does is fear you.
Yay!
His desire has been long in the making. The freedom among the void that is his unfathomable dream. But I have stopped him once, and you can do so again. You have pieced
guess I'll do so.
yourselves back together, Guardians. You are greater now, perhaps, than you ever were. The maw of the void is chomping with big black teeth. But there is still time to kill the beast. Rise up, Guardians. Stand up. Come to me at the center of the maelstrom and stand by me.
Our enemies fear us. And well they should. We'll hit the void in the jaw yet, and put a halt to its ceaseless devouring of creation.
Okay, I guess we can do that. What is the... Do we have to open this grave, actually?
This tomb.
By the sins of the seven, can it be? You, Guardian, and General before that.
With him do we have the honor.
Has time erased all memory of me? It is I, Alessa, the General who stood by your side when the Void Dragon first plagued our world so very long ago.
Oh, is this a general, like the general which was in the story, actually?
Three
Should be it.
others faced our foe that day. Only two lived to tell the tale. You stared the void straight in the eye and saw oblivion reflected back at you. You broke, panicked, and it took me the very depths of my magic to rally you once more. Rally you I did, but I was spent, and the dragon did not hesitate. Thus I perished in the jaws of the void.
Wow, did she just die because of me? Let me beg you forgive of our breakdown, which cost you a life. No one is without fear, but at least we were victorious at the end. That's all that matters. I'm just going for the first one.
We're sorry we failed you, Alessa. Praise be that you restored our courage.
There is nothing to be sorry about, Guardian.
I wasn't expecting this one from Scandra, like not at all.
And after that, so did you. You did your duty and more. You gave up the rank of General to become something greater, something immortal. Guardian, protector of the God Box, protector of all creation. Oh, how terrible it must have been to be betrayed. To hear Astarte whisper, to falter ever so briefly and see the dragon rise anew.
Yeah, that was our dark sour. The error is human, but we were mortals. We failed creation and failed the gods. Yes, we were betrayed in how the tribe Astarte. They were plotting against us. No wonder our result failed. I'm just going with the first one.
It was a moment of weakness that we are paying for still. Long as the void lives, all of existence remains under threat.
She's kinda holding to the other character now. That's like something new to me.
You shouldn't
That's
blame
weird.
yourself. It would be an injustice to do so. You undertook a task, after all, that the Seven themselves should have presumed. And where are they now, these allegedly all-powerful gods? Cowering in a distant universe, no doubt. But you are here, ready to face your fear yet again. Destined, I am sure, to succeed at long last. To succeed and save time and space forever. Your moment is nigh. The moment of final failure or final triumph. I know what shall be. Your time has come. The void is destruction. You are creation. The greater force that will best a lesser foe.
She's like taking pretty big hopes in me, actually. Okay. We met General Alessa, who said we great generals once fled before the void, and she was forced to rally our courage. Unfortunately, she lost her life due to hesitation. Okay, sorry, I guess. We restored the Tapestry Finance missing thread. We learned that the Guardians were so overcome by guilt, they ripped out our threads from Tapestry of Time. Their threads fell into Riverland and became Starstones. Okay, so the Starstones is like, those are just the Tapestry of Time they had. What the hell is this one? Why is it looking so weird? I guess I'll take it.
Why? You're home. How long it's been? Centuries? Eons? Since you come to me in search of salvation.
What do you have to offer?
But I have not changed nearly so thoroughly as you have. My offerings remain the same, dear protector. As have my prices.
Okay, this is just resistance. Okay.
Potions of great and incomparable strength.
Okay, those are just the biggest potions in the thing, like the resistance potion, like the biggest ones. Okay. I must admit I didn't use any of them so far, like not even one. Oh, like I did use one in the whole game, like the. Oh, there's a monster. I was using the fire resistance potion once, and that's it. Like, there was no reason at all. Maybe I could have used one or two, just that I didn't die in a fight. But I had enough rescue skills all the time. Like, I've always thought like the rescue skills are kinda pretty expensive, but they were like in this game it felt like I had so much gold actually. Lost on this journey, we discovered a great chapel at the back of which is a grave and an altar located. Okay, so what do I actually have to do now? Like what is the deal? What do you tell me?
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
You know what a great jokes. Oh, I could tell a joke or two. Anyone a good game?
Like, okay, I need to go to the maelstrom. Okay. I'm just going back to the
That is a good question.
Phony ground. What was the phony grounds again?